Hi everyone, in today's video we are going to talk about a very interesting sector, the innerwear sector in India. Now innerwear is a highly profitable as well as a high growth sector in India, but at the same time it is very competitive. You can measure the competition from the fact that companies in innerwear industry endorses the top celebrities including Amitabh Bachchan, Akshay Kumar, Ranveer Singh, Varun Dhawan, Virat Kohli, Kartik Aaryan, Taapsee Pannu and so on. Of course, the companies are spending huge money on marketing because they see immense growth potential as well as a high margin business, and everyone is trying to capture the market of this growing innerwear industry in India. So in this video, we'll first look at the key growth drivers for the innerwear industry in India and try to understand why this innerwear industry is so big in India and what are the future growth prospects. And then we'll compare the top 3 companies that are leading the innerwear industry in India. Finally, we'll conclude which is the best stock to invest in the innerwear sector in India. Alright, let's get started. So the Indian innerwear market was valued at 320 billion rupee in 2018 and is expected to grow at a CAGR of around 11% over the next decade to reach 897 billion rupee by 2028. Innerwears that were essentially a commodity in the past have now become a fashion statement. Today, you have a huge stores dedicated just for innerwears, and this demand for innerwear is across division of men's, women's and children. So what are the key growth drivers? First growth driver is rise in income levels. In the past, majority of people in India struggled financially and innerwear was just a commodity. But today, there's a rise in income level and so is the increase in spending level. People now prefer quality and comfort and are willing to pay a premium for it. In fact, earlier the innerwear was mainly catered towards the mass segment, but there is more and more demand for mid-premium and premium innerwear that has more margin and higher profitability for innerwear companies. Also, there is a rise in women employment in India that has again fueled the women innerwear segment, and it would continue to grow. And this trend is not just restricted to metros but also in tier 1 and tier 2 cities. Then second growth driver is growing fashion consciousness. Due to heavy investment in branding with celebrity endorsement and popularity of social media and influencers, there's a rise in brand awareness and people have become fashion conscious. This trend is especially more prominent within the new age millennials that are getting more and more fashion conscious and spending money on discretionary stuff. Then third growth driver is consolidation from unorganized to organized sector. Another prominent trend in the innerwear industry is consolidation from unorganized to organized sector. Earlier, majority of innerwear sales were from unorganized market, but now the market is gradually moving towards the organized segment. Although as per report, 60 to 65% innerwear market in India is still dominated by unorganized players. So there's huge scope for organized players to capture more market. Then fourth growth driver is rise of athleisure segment. Today innerwear is not only restricted to your vest and briefs. There's a rise in a new category called athleisure that focuses on comfort wear including your t-shirts, shorts, sportswear and so on. And consumers prefer to wear them not only at home but also outdoors. This market is growing at a CAGR of around 18 to 20%. On top of this, COVID has resulted in increased work from home that requires comfortable clothing, and that has fueled the growth in the athleisure segment. Then fifth growth driver is growing e-commerce sector. Thanks to growing e-commerce adoption from platforms like Myntra, Flipkart, Amazon and so on, today there is a high demand for quality innerwear from digital platform from even the tier 2, tier 3 cities. So digital platforms have again fueled the demand in the innerwear industry. Then final growth driver is Indian leadership in textile segment. India is world's second largest textile exporter with decades of experience and required skilled workforce. Capacity built over the years has led to low cost of production per unit in India's textile industry. This has created a strong competitive advantage for countries' textile exporters compared to your global key players. In the coming decade, Africa and Latin America could turn out to be a key market for Indian textile. So due to all these reasons, innerwear is a very profitable and growing business segment in India. And if you look at the key players in this segment, it includes Page Industries that has an exclusive license to manufacture and sell US-based jockey product in India and nearby countries. Jockey is an undisputed leader with one of the top brand recall among premium innerwear segment in India. Page Industries has a very strong distribution network of around 72,000 plus multi-brand outlets across close to 3,000 cities in India. Page Industry is also the exclusive seller of brand Speedo in India. Now, next player in this segment is Lux Industries. Incorporated in 1995, Lux Industry has a huge product portfolio with 100 plus products with 5,000 plus SKUs catering to mass segment with brand Lux Wieners, then mid segment with brand Lux Cozy and premium segment with Lux On, covering a price point from Rs 38 to Rs 1,790. It endorses celebrities like Amitabh Bachchan, Kartik Aaryan, Varun Dhawan and Taapsee Pannu across various products. Company has a very strong distribution network with products available across 4.5 lakh retail outlets in India. Company is now focusing more towards the premium segment with celebrity endorsement and branding, and premium segment is growing at a fast rate. It has also collaborated with Virat Kohli One at Innerwear to design, manufacture and market the brand in India. Then third player in this sector is Rupa. Endorsed by Ranveer Singh, Rupa also caters to economy, mid-premium and premium segment. Some of its brand include Frontline, Macroman, Euro, Bumchums and so on. It is also the exclusive licensee of brand French Connection UK, that is FC UK Innerwears in India. Company has a strong distribution network of 1.25 lakh retail outlet with 7,000 plus SKUs. Now let us compare the financials of these three companies and decide which company is looking promising for investment purpose. So if you first compare the market cap, you can see that Page Industry has a market cap of around 45,600 crore. Lux has a market cap of around 7,200 crore and Rupa has a market cap of around 3,500 crore. So in terms of market cap, Page Industry is number 1, then Lux is at number 2 position and Rupa is at number 3 position. Then if you look at the share price, Page Industry has a share price of 40,875 currently. Yes, that's the price of one share. And in last 5 years, Page Industry has given a return of 177%. And if you look at the share price of Lux Industry, it is currently trading at levels of 2,395. And in last 5 years, it has given a return of 254%. Next, if you look at the Rupa share price, it is currently trading at levels of 446. And in past 5 years, the return is 33.53%. So in terms of return in past 5 years, Lux Industry has been the leader. Next, if you look at the revenue of all three companies, Page Industry had a revenue of 1,796 crore in 2016 and it zoomed to levels of 3,656 crore in trailing 12 months. And Lux Industry revenue was around 940 crore and currently it is at 2,285 crore. Rupa revenue was around 1,015 crore and it is currently at 1,473 crore. Next, if you look at the revenue growth in last 5 years, Page Industry revenue has grown at a CAGR of 13.16%, Lux revenue has grown at a CAGR of 16.68% and Rupa revenue has grown at a CAGR of 6.69%. So in terms of revenue growth, Lux is number 1, followed with Page Industry and then Rupa is at third position. Next, if you look at the profit, Page Industries profits have grown from 232 crore in March 16 to 462 crore in trailing 12 months. Lux profits have grown from 51 crore to 361 crore. Look at this sharp increase year on year in Lux profits. And Rupa profits have grown from 66 crore to currently at 206 crore. Now if you look at the CAGR growth in profits in last 5 years, Page Industries profits have grown at a CAGR of 12.73%, Lux profits have grown at a CAGR of 40.54% and Rupa profits have grown at a CAGR of 21.89%. So again in terms of profit, Lux is number 1, followed with Rupa and Page Industries at number 3 in terms of profit growth in last 5 years. Next, if you look at the operating margin, Page Industries operating margin have fallen from 21% in March 16 to currently at levels of around 19% in trailing 12 months. Although Lux Industry margins have improved from 10% in March 16 to currently at 22%. And Rupa margins have improved from 13% to currently at 19%. Next, if you look at the ROE, Page Industry has been a leader and look at this ROE, 43%, 50% and in trailing 12 months the ROE is 46.15%. And if you look at the Lux Industry ROE, it was around 21% and it is currently at 30%. So again, it is a consistent performance in terms of ROE. And if you look at the Rupa ROE, it was 17.98% and it is currently at 26.75. So all three companies have a very good ROE of about 20%, but Page Industry has been an undisputed leader with an extremely high ROE, followed with Lux and then Rupa at third. Next, if you look at the ROCE, again, Page Industry has been an undisputed leader. Its latest ROCE is 57.85%, and then Lux has an ROCE of 37%, Rupa has an ROCE of 25.64. So all three companies have got a very high ROCE of about 20%, but again, Page Industry is a leader, followed with Lux Industry and then Rupa at third. Next, if you look at the shareholding pattern, Page Industry has around 47.19% promoter shareholding, Lux has 73.95% promoter shareholding, and Rupa has 73.28% promoter shareholding. And next, if you look at the valuation at levels of 40,875, Page Industry has a P ratio of 98. Now that for me is surely expensive. Next, if you look at the PE ratio of Lux Industry, at current levels it is trading at a PE of just 20, and it is mainly because there is a sharp fall of around 40 to 50% in Lux Industries share price recently, and at current PE it is really looking very good. Next, if you look at the PE ratio of Rupa, at current levels it is trading at a PE ratio of 17, again looking very good in terms of valuation. Now if we summarize all the financials in terms of market cap, Page Industry is number 1, followed with Lux and then Rupa at third. In terms of 5-year stock return, your Lux is number 1, followed with Page, and then third is Rupa. In terms of revenue size, your Page is number 1, followed with Lux, third is Rupa. In terms of 5-year revenue growth, your Lux Industry is number 1, followed with Page, and then third is Rupa. In terms of profit size, your Page Industry is number 1, followed with Lux and then Rupa. But in terms of 5-year profit growth, your Lux is number 1, followed with Rupa, and then Page is at number 3rd. Then in terms of operating profit, Lux is the leader, followed with Page, and then Rupa are at similar position. Then in terms of ROE and ROCE, undoubtedly your Page Industry is number 1, followed with Lux and then Rupa at 3rd. And in terms of shareholding pattern, Lux has the highest shareholding, followed with Rupa and then Page. And in terms of valuation, Rupa is the most attractive, followed with Lux, and then finally your Page Industry. So in this video we discussed about the innerwear industry in India. It is a fast growing industry due to many growth drivers, including your growing fashion consciousness, rise of athleisure category, people willing to pay more for quality, and so on. We also discussed the 3 top players in the sector, including Page Industries, Lux Industries, and Rupa. Page Industries has been a leader in the premium segment with brand Jockey. But in terms of revenue and profit growth, in last 5 years, Lux is the leader in the segment. Although in terms of profitability, Page Industries is the leader. And in terms of valuation, Page Industry is expensive, whereas Lux and Rupa are currently available at very good valuation. So if you ask me to choose one name, there's no doubt that Page Industry is a great company, but I find it expensive at current valuation. Remaining both Lux and Rupa are growing quickly, have got high profitability, and at the same time, they have a very reasonable valuation. But if I have to pick one name, then I would opt for Lux Industries. Now tell me in the comment which is your preferred stock in innerwear industry. And please do not invest based on this video. Make sure that you do your own research before investing your money. Especially due to this current fall, a lot of new investors are in panic mode. But trust me, this fall in the stock market is an opportunity for wealth creation if you know how to pick the right stock. I also have an online course on money management that you might want to explore. By the way, you can also reach out to me for a one-to-one video call where I can help you create a financial plan. I have provided both the links in the description. So I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.